Jung. When an inner situation is not made conscious, it appears outside as fate. The bigger the crowd, the more negligible the individual becomes. The undiscovered self. If the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's. My whole being was seeking for something still unknown which might confer meaning upon the banality of life. The true leader is always led. Nobody, as long as he moves among the chaotic currents of life, is without trouble. It all depends on how we look at things, and not how they are in themselves. The majority of my patients consisted not of believers but of those who had lost their faith. The fool is the precursor to the Savior. I don't aspire to be a good man. I aspire to be a whole man. Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness, and the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. I must also have a dark side if I am to be whole. Anyone who attempts to do both, to adjust to his group and at the same time pursue his individual goal, becomes neurotic. We meet ourselves time and again in 1,000 disguises on the path of life. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. There can be no transforming of darkness into light and of apathy into movement without emotion. The healthy man does not torture others, generally it is the tortured who turn into torturers. Carl Jung, Swiss psychologist, 1875 to 1961. Words are animals, alive with a will of their own. Find out what a person fears most and that is where he will develop next. Without this playing with fantasy, no creative work has ever yet come to birth. The debt we owe to the play of the imagination is incalculable. Midlife is the time to let go of an overdominant ego and to contemplate the deeper significance of human existence. Where wisdom reigns, there is no conflict between thinking and feeling. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. Modern man in search of a soul. The greatest tragedy of the family is the unlived lives of the parents. Where love rules, there is no will to power, and where power predominates, love is lacking. The one is the shadow of the other. Shame is a soul-eating emotion. The best political, social, and spiritual work we can do is to withdraw the projection of our shadow onto others. The first half of life is devoted to forming a healthy ego, the second half is going inward and letting go of it. The reason for evil in the world is that people are not able to tell their stories. Wholeness is not achieved by cutting off a portion of one's being, but by integration of the contraries. Every human life contains a potential. If that potential is not fulfilled, then that life was wasted. Sensation tell us a thing is, thinking tell us what it is this thing is, feeling tells us what this thing is to us. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. The pendulum of the mind oscillates between sense and nonsense, not between right and wrong. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic be alcohol, morphine or idealism. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. There's no coming to consciousness without pain. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Show me a sane man and I will cure him for you. No tree, it is said, can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. In all chaos there is a cosmos, in all disorder a secret order. As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light of meaning in the darkness of mere being. Whatever is rejected from the self, appears in the world as an event.